gosh, do I even need a buyer's agent? I mean, really, I can go on Realtor.com and put myself on a listing alert. I can go on Har.com or Zillow. I pretty much go to my own open houses on my own, and some houses are even on combo codes. So do I really need an agent? Do I really need a buyer agent? So yes, this is the question that we as realtors have been getting for years, more so recently with what's going on with the NAR settlement. So today, Ruby the Realtor is going to tell you why, yes, you do need a buyer's agent. So listen up. Okay, so the first thing is your realtor is literally hand holding you through the whole process. And I know, and we know, that home buying is very emotional. It's very stressful. It's very tedious. There's so many parts and pieces to it. Like anything, like I tell everybody, it does take a village. It takes a lot of information and a lot of resources to make the transaction go smoothly. So we as realtors, we're just mitigating that stress from you and helping you. And like I said, we don't have that emotional attachment to any one house. So we are negotiating the deal for you. We're talking to the listing agent. We're talking to you. We're negotiating all the terms and getting you in the right house with the best terms that are best for you. So here's the other thing. We are not emotionally attached. We are not emotionally attached to these properties that you are. We know you're attached to them. That's why we're the middleman. We're the middleman, middlewoman. We're the buffer between you and the seller. And the seller has a buffer. The seller has the listing agent. So if you go directly to the listing agent and talk to them about these houses and set up appointments, sure, they'll take you on. I'll take you on. When I have a listing, sure, come on, buyers, come look at my seller's house. I want to sell my seller's house. Again, I'm representing the seller. I'm not considering your side before I consider my seller. I can in the form of an intermediary. So there, in that situation, the real estate agent will represent the seller and the buyer. But you can have your own independent buyer representation by having your own buyer rep who's looking out for your needs with no emotional attachment that can act on your behalf, talking to the listing agent who talks to the seller. So another reason why it helps to have a buyer agent. Another thing, we're in the industry, so we know the lenders, we know the inspectors, we know the people to talk to. When it comes to buying, like I said, it's a process and you need to get in contact with different people. I always urge people whenever they do go under contract, make sure you get an inspection. I don't care if it's new construction. I don't care if it's only one family that lived in it before you. Get an inspection. We can get you in contact with those inspectors. We can go through the inspection report with you and I can talk you through it and let you know, what is very important, what is something that's not as important, may not be as important to you during the inspection that you can take care of later on. All of this still part of the negotiation process. So with inspections, with lenders, if you need a certain type of lender, maybe you want somebody that helps more with down payment assistance. Maybe you want a Spanish speaking lender. Maybe you want a lender who works every day. You don't want somebody who's just working Monday through Friday. We have those contacts. Whatever you need, we're here for you. We have those things because we know you don't do this every day. We do this every day. So we have access to this information and we can definitely pass it on to you. So another reason why it's great to have someone representing you, a buyer's agent, to help you along the way. So the other reason why you want a buyer's agent is because we know the contractual terms that you're not familiar with. That's why we have a license and you don't. So we know about an option period. We know about escrow. We know about time is of the essence. Things need to be turned in at a certain time. We know about special provisions section and home warranties that are asked. And whenever you do prepare a contract, if you do decide to negotiate this on your own, again, the listing agent representing the seller is going to look out for the needs of the seller, unless they represent you as well, which means they're representing both sides, which is doable. However, if you have your own independent buyer rep who's only representing you, they're going to, again, be looking out for your needs. And, you flip sides, right? As a buyer agent, you're working extremely so much for the buyer. What are the best terms for the buyer? When I flip to the seller side, I'm looking for the best interest for the seller. Let's sell it high. Let's have a short closing period if that's what they need. Let's request a lease back because I want my sellers to have time to move. They need 5 days. We want the buyer to, go ahead and fund, but we want the seller to hold on to a few days to move out without having to get charged for that. When you're representing the buyer, maybe you want a longer extended close. You don't want to close in 30 days because you need money to save more down payment, all these things. So again, more reasons why you need a buyer agent watching out for you. So the obvious, which may not be obvious, is that we have access to the history of these properties that you're liking, that you're falling in love with. You may be wondering, well, what happened to that house? Why, it looks like it was in a floodplain, but maybe it's not. Maybe we can find out some more information. Again, we can get access to some of these sellers' disclosures of homes that closed within a certain time because a lot of this information is online, which is only available to realtors who subscribe to these different HAR and MLS and things like that. So we have access to that information. We can find out if there's previous sellers disclosures. We can find out more information on these homes, how much they sold for. Sometimes before you submit an offer, you want to know, well, I don't want to lowball the seller, but I noticed that they have it on the market again so soon. Like, what happened? Why is it for sale? Maybe how much did they pay for it? I don't want to offer them less than what they paid for it. So again, these are things that we have access to. It's not accessible to the public unless you want to go and door knock and ask some of these sellers, which some of them are not going to want to tell you. And the agents who are representing them, this is confidential information if it was given to them that they don't have to tell you. So again, another reason why you need a buyer's agent. So I've given you several reasons why you need a buyer's agent, and I hope that you found this information useful and that you take it into consideration when you do pick your buyer's agent, and that you appreciate your buyer's agent. If you're working with someone that you love, work with them. You want to be comfortable with your buyer's agent. You want to talk to someone like a friend that you can call them at any time. Me, I'm always accessible. You can text me, you can call me, I'll pick up the phone. If I can't answer your question right away, I'll let you know. I don't know that right now, but let me get back to you. And that's the kind of attitude you want. You want someone who's working around the clock for you to fulfill your needs of getting your home under contract, your dream house, your American dream. So yes, call me and I would love to help you and be your buyer's agent. Ruby the Realtor. Until next time.